What you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
No. Y'all, just stop.
A sham. Welcome to DBL. Happy Thursday, everybody. The week is flying by, huh?
Our producer, Michael Dean, looked like he was performing parkour or something, trying to run off the stage.
Hold on, Eric.
Hey, he looked good doing it, that's for sure.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Hey, Michael Dean, what's up, buddy? I love that guy.
Now he's just a man in the shadows.
All right, let's get to it, guys. There's a new twist in the Olivia Wilde and Jason Sudeikis custody drama. Have you guys heard about this? Olivia was served legal documents while she was on stage in front of thousands at CinemaCon in Las Vegas. She was given an envelope that said personal and confidential. Inside were custody documents from her ex, Jason Sudeikis. Olivia was there to promote her new film, Don't Worry, Darling, which she directed. It also stars her now boyfriend, Harry Styles. So according to Variety, Jason claimed he had no knowledge of the time or place that the envelope would be delivered and would never condone her being served in such an inappropriate manner. Are we buying this? This is something Ted Lasso would never do.
I was going to say, I did hear Don't Worry, Darling in a Ted Lasso
in a little
voice.
accent?
Yeah, the second thing is I'm going to pull an Al Fashion Jackson and say Olivia's suit was on point.
Man, I was looking at how
Let's pull that
film,
back up.
that film looked cool too.
It's like
Yeah,
blue
it
velvet?
looks like Barbara Bowie. I don't know. It's just very, very classic. Yeah, he did this totally on purpose. End of story.
Listen.
No, this is an end of story.
It is an end of story.
Some thoughts.
I'm with. Go. Let's hear.
You know, and Tori, I don't know if you know how process servers work, but they get paid, I believe, on how many people they serve. So it's to their advantage to serve as many people as possible. What they do is they usually get people at home, but people aren't home as much, especially pre-pandemic. So they would get people at work, and you know where they get them? Right in the parking lot, either coming or going. They get you working. Where was she? At work. They're going to get you because I don't think she cares one way about Ted Lasso or Olivia Wilde. I think she cares of whoever served her about getting to the next person so they can make their commission. So I think this wasn't personal, although it was super embarrassing. And I do think the kind of person that maybe takes that job might take a little joy.
Oh, they definitely do.
There might be, because you could probably wait till she got off stage, but if she disappears backstage, how is that process ever going to find her?
I feel like you watched Pineapple Express too many times.
The Seth Rogen character, I agree. I have to agree with my other two friends over here. I think it was 100% planned. I think he was embarrassed or hurt by them she and Harry Styles getting together on a movie and then only then saying they're together 3 months later. I think you usually work in tandem with the person so you know where they are. There was no need to do it on stage in front of all of her industry peers. But you're right about servers. So sometimes they do it at weird times, like at a funeral for your mother, someone's been handed it, or even in an airplane, like going over state lines. The second you cross it, a server will hand you the server on the airplane, because technically you've crossed into the state that you're in. So they're sneaky little guys.
Ooh, there's a storyline in Real Housewives of Orange County where one of the housewives, Noella, gets served with flowers.
Yeah, see, that's a good
flower delivery.
sneaky, right?
That's why I wonder if there's some joy taken in this.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
I can tell
see
you,
that.
I've never been served, but I have been repoed. And the woman came to me while I was at work, but I was doing a charity event, and she was kind of cool about it. She was like, if you just give me the car, I won't embarrass you. And I was like, I guess you're going to have to embarrass me because you ain't getting the car.
Yeah. I know that story well. You told it on a podcast we were on, and it's one of my favorite Erica stories. About just like how it's like when they tell a story of your life and there's going to be a prequel. That's going to be one of the stories. Yeah, that and you walk into the stadium. That makes me that walk changed you. I appreciate that.
All right, let's move on. We have an update to the Santa Fe County Sheriff releasing the footage from the Rust movie set. So the Hutchins family is outraged over the release of the body cam video, some of which shows her dying on set. The lawyer for her widow, Matthew Hutchins, sent an email to the sheriff claiming he trampled on their dignity and privacy by releasing the videos. They claim he promised to let them review any footage before it was released, but didn't follow through, obviously. They're worried the footage could be used by bullies to emotionally abuse her 9-year-old son in the future, which is horrendous. I didn't even think about something like that.
Almost 100%.
I agree.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I didn't even
you.
think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said from day one, I don't get why this was released. I don't know to whose advantage. Maybe the Baldwins, like you guys were saying yesterday. But at some point, if there was a one-on-one talk up to the father that said, I promise, I got your back, and then this was trampled on, that is an enormous amount of mistrust. And knowing a 9-year-old, knowing that we have that footage and decided not to show it, a 9-year-old knowing it's out there of his mommy dying in front of everyone is horrendous.
Yeah, and there's no way to reel that back in.
You can't. It's out
right?
there
Once
now.
it's on the internet, it's on the internet. I don't mind the Alec Baldwin getting notified type of videos, but to witness someone, especially a loved one, passing away in this manner.
Well, who's that helping?
Right.
Right.
I mean, and that's really where the question lies the greatest, because was that a part of it that needed to be shown?
Right.
How often do we see, like, in this particular circumstance, how often do we see the authorities releasing it so publicly that they would find out on radar? Like, it feels like there were other incentives behind that decision.
I think so too, Erica, because you know what I was thinking about? Do you remember when Tiger Woods crashed his truck, his car, a while back, really hurt himself? Do you remember how weird the police were about that? They weren't given any information. They were like, oh, we don't know.
They were closed-lipped about it,
We still don't really know what happened on that single car accident. I don't want to delve into that. I'm glad he's doing better. But it shows that the police can be very discretionary about what they release. And now all of a sudden, Radar Online's got footage of your mom passing away.
Yeah.
And you haven't seen it? I don't know.
They could have said no to the Freedom of Information Act request, and they didn't. And I wonder if that will be an investigation as to why they said yes.
It's a really rotten thing to do.
It's funny how some information gets out for some cases and some don't.
Yeah.
Ghislaine Maxwell wasn't on TV. Johnny Depp is. I don't know.
You wanted more Ghislaine.
I wanted more Ghislaine, yes, for sure. Coming up on DBL, our interview with Kelsey Clinton. Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, that was Rush.
Thank you, Al. Thank you. Kelsey Grammer. He's giving us an update on the long-awaited Frasier reboot. And Pete Davidson is the new face of H&M. Does his girlfriend, Kim Kardashian, have anything to do with his rising popularity? No.
Can't be.
Closed captioning provided by
Poshmark.
This April, connect with Al, Lindsay, Erica, Jeff, and Tori. This is going to be a good one. Real conversations are on DBL.
I tried to contain myself. I wanted to scream it out loud.
DBL, all new every day.
So if you guys watched, I love outtakes. It's like my favorite part of movies. Like after the movie's over, they showed outtakes. So in Rush Hour, Chris Tucker has to say, "Who is she? Chelsea Clinton." And he goes, "Who is she? Kelsey Grammer." He does it like 10 times. Yeah.
And we were talking. First of all, when you said that live on air, Jeff looked right at me because we're such kindred spirits. You were just like, and I haven't thought about Rush Hour in 15 years.
These stupid little sayings just run around in my head. And it was right there at the tip.
I was like, I know that. But yeah, that was like for me the first time that you knew to stick around after the credits.
Yeah.
And then Will Ferrell movies started doing all the hilarious outtakes, and then. And then Marvel just like started. They used it to sell their next movie.
Yeah, which was really.
I don't think Marvel needs to sell their next movie.
No, but that was smart because you get everyone staying in and then seeing what they dropped. It was smart.
Yeah.
It's like a secret track on a CD. Remember those?
Oh yeah.
Remember that? Dave Matthews, Alanis Morissette, they all had secret tracks.
Wow, you just unlodged a weird memory. Taylor's gonna pass out. She's like, "What CDs?"
Do you know what that is? A CD? It's a compact.
She's like,
disc.
"I put my drinks on those things."
My dad put CDs on for me when I was a kid.
Wow. Oh my God. That
sounded really.
You were being innocent, and you're like, that sounds really old, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you.
My dad put CDs on when I was a kid.
I was with my daughter this weekend, and she was like, "Oh, I want to start getting records." Like, she wants to play vinyl. And I'm like, "Why did vinyl pass through, but like CDs didn't?" Like vinyl, it seems like they're timeless. Like everybody wants a record.
Yeah, but there was a time when like you could get all sorts of because it went away.
It did go away. Now it's trendy again.
Yeah.
But how come 8-tracks didn't come back?
I think it's because of the use and ease of it. I mean,
and the sound, I think the look of a record player looks cool.
Yeah.
Cartridge. That's so cool. Welcome back, Kanye West. He saved the day, huh?
Yes.
You didn't think I was going there. On the latest episode of The Kardashians, he surprised Kim with the remaining footage of her leaked sex tape from back in 2007. Take a look at the clip, not the Kim Kardashian.
He got me all of the sex tape back.
Oh my God.
And he flew home and got the computer. It was on the hard drive. And met up with Ray J at the airport and got it all back for me.
Oh, Kim. Probably a big, fat, huge check, so we're all very grateful.
Oh, definitely not no check. We're not getting extorted ever again.
But isn't that video already out there?
Yeah, I think it's the symbolism of it. I think it's the, and I mean, if there was more unseen footage that was available, people would be clamoring for it.
It would be on that hard drive.
I'm just hearing there was more of it that was unreleased. Okay, that makes more sense.
So
yes.
I just think, you know, and just looking at his reaction, and I'm hoping this, Erica, Tori, Jeff, I'm putting this in the universe. This is the beginning of them healing as a family. I don't find it entertaining to see a family fall apart. That's not fun for me. And just him being able to be in that room and kind of have a moment without coming at them crazy. I don't know what the dynamic is otherwise. My girl watches the show. I do not. But I'm hoping, against hope, that I hope that they're starting to recover.
But wasn't this film like 6 or 8 months ago?
Yes.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Erica,
No, it was.
Erica, just let me live in my moment.
It was her
I was like, that wasn't yesterday, Al.
It's not live television. But he did say recently, too, that he is going to be going to get help and to stop all of this loud fighting on social media.
Right.
So it's so interesting.
It has ramped down.
Yeah, it has calmed down. It's interesting to me when you see Kim and Kanye in the same room. He isn't the Kanye that we all talk about on the show. He's a really sweet, like, romantic. You could see what he did was incredibly romantic. Some people get flowers, some people get sex tapes, okay? But at the same time, that's an incredibly romantic gesture to protect her in that way, and it's nice to see that. I agree.
That's cool.
You were laughing, Erica. Isn't this kind
I was laughing at the romantic gesture.
I'm getting it back.
Like, babe, can you get my sex tape back?
That's kind of like the symbol of what put her on the map. So I wouldn't be like
Have that inside your ring.
All right, no one's listening. Coming up, speaking of Kim Kardashian, her boyfriend Pete Davidson is the new face of H&M.
Yay.
Let's check out his commercial.
Cool shirt.
Thanks, man.
Cool shirt.
Yeah, I heard you. Thank you.
What? Wasn't me.
Cool shirt.
Yeah, I know. You said that 2 times already.
I didn't say anything. But that is a nice shirt.
That is a nice shirt.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is a nice shirt.
That is a nice shirt.
Makes you want to walk like this.
If that wasn't enough, Pete is also set to star in a new live-action comedy show on Peacock. His SNL boss, Lorne Michaels, is also behind that project. Pete has been with Kim since October, which makes us wonder if her star power is responsible for his recent rise in popularity.
Yes, but here's the thing, not yes in a shady way. Pete Davidson is an aspirational figure, okay? That's the reason why he's going to continue to get all these endorsement deals. He is proving to every guy out there that if you can just find a way to align yourself with a hot woman, that is going to make your stock rise, okay? And if she's hot and successful, it could really make your stock. See, men always sleep on this idea. It's like y'all think there's always something better for you out there, right? The truth is there's not. You got to really lock in on the woman who is paying you attention, giving you all the loving. Also, she's got her own career. She takes care of herself, because you might be performing at an 8 right now, but you get yourself the right woman, you'll be performing at a 15 to 20. Pete Davidson is aspiring.
Look, I don't know.
Listen, I think Pete's got something else that some men don't.
Yeah, well,
that they aspire to.
Hey, everybody has a gift. Everybody has a gift. You just got to discover what that gift is, okay?
I will say this. I do agree, and I will say this. I think the way that we are socialized probably as young men, hopefully it's changing a little bit, but I was talking to my buddy John last night, and we were talking about how, you know, our older dads and uncles were like, hey, when you see the prettiest girl in school, walk up to her and ask her out. And it's like, we're looking back on it, I understand that they want you to be confident, but I think the better advice would have been find the girl that laughs at your jokes. Find the person that smiles when you walk in the room, and that's like your girl. Not the one that's like the cheerleader, if she is cool, but find a girl like you.
Find the Ariana Grande, Kim Kardashian, Kate Beckinsale-ish type girls.
If you can find Kim Kardashian,
they're very attainable. All right, we'll be right back.
Jump on it.
Let's run through some fast facts on the COVID treatment Paxlovid with information from these sources. Infectious diseases specialist Dr. William Schaffner, the CDC, and the FDA. First, what is Paxlovid? It's a pill taken twice a day for at least 5 days, and it was the first oral antiviral treatment for COVID-19 given emergency use authorization by the FDA. The agency says that it should be taken as soon as possible after testing positive and within 5 days of first symptoms. Next question, what does it do? Dr. Schaffner explains its goal is to slow the virus from spreading throughout your body.
Paxlovid is an antiviral medication. It interrupts the capacity of the virus to multiply. So after we're infected, if we can get in there quickly, we can prevent the virus from multiplying more, going throughout our body and making us seriously ill.
As for effectiveness, in a clinical trial, the drug reduced the risk of COVID hospitalization or death by 88%. Finally, who is Paxlovid for? The CDC and FDA say it's for mild to moderate cases of COVID in adults and kids over 12, who are, quote, at a high risk for progression to severe COVID-19, including hospitalization or death. Some examples Dr. Schaffner gave are people over 50, people with lung disease, heart disease, diabetes, or immunocompromised people. Now, Dr. Schaffner tells us that Paxlovid may become more widely used in the U.S. in the coming weeks as the U.S. government works to expand access. And listen to this. As of right now, it's totally free on the government's dime. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Welcome back. He got famous from Cheers and continued to play the uptight radio psychologist Dr. Frasier Crane on his very own show. Earlier, we chatted with Kelsey Grammer to get all the details about the Frasier reboot. Check it out. Hi, Mr. Grammer.
Oh, wow, there you all are. Wonderful.
I was going to say, a little jealous of your background there, brother.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm in the Caribbean on an island called Nevis, and we're shooting a movie here.
Oh, my God, my family's from Nevis.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no kidding, really? Wow.
Yeah,
well, it's lovely.
Well, we're not all
Nevis
from Bahamania, all right?
I'm from Cleveland.
I'm from
Bahamania.
You are best known for playing my absolute favorite TV character of all time, Dr. Frasier Crane, in Cheers and, of course, Frasier. And I just wanted to know, were you nervous when you spun off to do the lead in your own series? Because it was a huge hit, but you didn't know that.
We haven't collaborated on anything together since we wrote the spring musicale in prep school. Guess what, it was well received. It did get us out of gym class. But...
There's always an element of you know, I guess anxiety about, you know, putting something in front of an audience. It's, you know, it's not art until you put it in front of somebody. So that moment was disconcerting on some level, but I knew that we had a good script. I knew we had a great cast. When the live audience stood up and cheered at the end of that show, David Hyde Pierce turned to me and said, "Kels, what does this mean?" And I said, "It means you're going to be able to buy a house." Yeah. And then he said, "What does it mean for you?" It says, "Means I'll probably buy 2 houses."
Yeah. That's right. That's amazing.
It's all right, James. Did you win? Okay.
Yay, James!
Yeah.
And hey, James.
We didn't know what James is doing.
Let's say hi to James. Hi, James.
The big star of the show.
Oh,
there you go.
Cutie.
Oh, so cutie.
Hi, cutie.
James is the baby.
Oh, the baby.
Aw.
Yeah, that's you. That's all those people are interested. So, okay, you can play. All right.
Well, I'm sure everyone's happy to know there's a reboot in the works. So what was it like for you to return to the character? And can you give us any details about when it's going to be released? Because we're all waiting on pins and needles.
I thought, you know what, there's still another story to tell for him because Frasier's an interesting guy.
So when is it coming out, though? Can you give us a date or a ballpark?
Well, I think we're aiming to shoot sometime in the beginning of the third quarter.
Excellent.
And then however they'll plan release of the show is based on, you know,
we need an exact day, sir.
Yeah, we won't move on.
You see, I'm like drilling down.
On Paramount Plus, so, you know, I'm not going to be involved in when they release it.
Right.
But,
tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
we have to talk about Kelsey Grammer's historic battles for America.
Yes.
Can we remember the men who shaped the nation we became?
Now, let's be 100. Every dad, I don't know what it is. We have kids. You get into history. That's just a thing. thing that you get into war history. How did this happen to us, and when did it happen to you?
You know what? It was my granddad. My granddad was a World War II veteran, a colonel who served on Guadalcanal, and I had such reverence for him.
Why do you think that history is our most boring class in middle school and high school, where I feel like it's the most fascinating thing, the decisions that had to be made, how these little, just the weather affected, the way the troops that were able to move, and that, allowed them to, refuel, and all these little things that happened that changed the course of history, and yet history class is a snooze fest. How is that?
Somewhere along the way, the people instructing us in history have allowed themselves to snooze.
As long as he's narrating, I'm going to be watching. All right, there you go, a Supreme Court nerd, so I like certain cases, and I wondered for you, if you had to pick a certain battle, which for you was the most important for America and why? I know this might be difficult, but if there was one that stood out to you.
There's Antietam is pretty decisive in terms of the fact that it's still the greatest loss of human life in American battle, and that was 22,000 plus in one day. And I've walked the battlefield at Gettysburg and sensed that there's that one trench where it was just hand to hand for hours, and it's just a nightmare to think about the blood that ran for weeks out of that place. And that was our blood. That was our human blood.
Yeah. It's tough. I cannot tell you what it is like speaking with you. Thank you so much for chatting with us, Kelsey.
We need to do this again.
It's been on my vision board since I've been 10, and you can watch Kelsey Grammer's Historic Battles for America. It's streaming on Fox Nation. It should be fascinating and not a snooze fest. We'll be right back.
Enjoy
Thank you.
Sir.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
In 1981, John Hinckley Jr. attempted to assassinate President Ronald Reagan, shooting him and 3 other people. A jury found Hinckley not guilty of attempted murder by reason of insanity. He was then held in a psychiatric facility until 2016. Now, some viral social media posts and headlines say he's going to perform a concert in New York this summer, and that it's already sold out. So is that true? Let's verify. Is Ronald Reagan's shooter performing a sold-out concert in New York this year? To find out, we went to these sources. The most recent court order in Hinckley's case, social media posts from a New York venue and a New York promoting company, and the ticket-selling websites Venue Pilot and TicketWeb. Hinckley was released from St. Elizabeth's Hospital in D.C. in 2016. The release order came with a list of strict conditions that have been gradually lifted over the last several years. For example, in 2020, Hinckley was given permission to release music and art under his own name, something he had wanted to do for years. And then, last September, a judge issued an order to lift all remaining restrictions on Hinckley, saying his mental state was stable and he no longer posed a threat. That unconditional release order goes into effect on June 15, 2022. A few weeks ago, New York promotions company Scenic Presents announced on Twitter that on July 8th, Hinckley will be performing his music at the Market Hotel venue in Brooklyn. The post includes a link to a ticket website frequently used by that venue. Clicking on the link informs you the show has already sold out. The venue has also posted about Hinckley's concert on Twitter, often in response to critics questioning its decision to host him. One post reads, "It was a booking decision because it's an intriguing event that forces the very discussion about justice and mental health we're having. Hinckley playing acoustic guitar on a stage does actual harm to no one." A search of another ticket site used by the promotions company also shows the concert with the same details and also lists it as sold out. So we can verify, yes, John Hinckley Jr., Ronald Reagan shooter, is performing a sold-out concert in New York this year. The venue and the promotions company didn't respond to our requests for comment. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
A new report from the American Lung Association says despite decades of progress in making our air cleaner, more than 137 million people live in places with failing grades for unhealthy levels of pollution. That's 2 million more people breathing unhealthy air compared to last year. When it comes to living with poor air quality, not everyone is treated equally. Researchers found people of color are 3 times more likely than white people to live in a county with high air pollution. But there's actually some encouraging news here in Hampton Roads. When it comes to high ozone pollution, which can inflame your airways and cause coughing and sore throats, Norfolk and Virginia Beach were rated as some of the cleanest cities. Our area also got top marks for short-term particle pollution, which can cause a whole host of health problems, from decreased lung function to heart attacks. While our area came away with a relatively clean bill of health, it's still clear there's a lot of work left to be done to make sure everyone can enjoy the same fresh air.
Are you guilty of not having a gift for Mother's Day yet? Yep. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. We got you covered with some great deals. Check it out.
Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hi, Tori, and hey, DBL Nation. I have got some wonderful products and even better deals just for you. First up, we've got Born 3-piece night set with robe, tank top, and shorts. So this deal includes one pair of shorts, one tank, and one robe, which feels so soft. Normally, it's $98, but right now, Tori, it's only $29.
Woo!
Saving everyone 70%.
Loungewear's in.
This next item is truly necessary. We have got Par 2 True HEPA Air Purifier. You can breathe freely and remove 99.97% of contaminants from the air.
Wow.
Normally, it's $70.
Okay.
Right now, it's only $25, which saves everyone 64%.
This is so small that anyone with an apartment and dogs or cats, brilliant idea.
Now, this one I am so excited about because we have got the Prime and Pure CZ Mom or Mama pendant necklace in .925 sterling silver.
Nice.
So this deal includes one beautiful necklace. Look at this.
That's so cute.
So normally this necklace is $75.
Okay.
But we've got it. Are you ready for only $29, saving you 61%? And then last, but definitely not least, we've got Heidi and Oak quilted duffel bag.
That's cute.
So this deal includes one duffel bag available in two colors. We've got black or red. Normally, this is $149. We've got it for $39, which saves everybody at home 74%.
Guys, I would go on a weekend vacation just to take the duffel bag. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag all these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even just scan the QR code on screen right now because we are so tech savvy, or visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Again, thank you, Steph.
So May 8th, you have till May 8th. That's Mother's Day.
Yes.
Just putting a date out there. It's already in your phone.
But I need an alert. I need my friend to yell it, and then I'm good.
May 8th.
May 8th.
All right, there you go. May 8th. We'll see you tomorrow.